Good morning, 8th grade. We are very, very proud of this group of students, and we saved the best for last. We are really going to miss you all. 3 years really, really flew by. And on behalf of your teachers and myself, you all have been a great group. As we get through the program today, as we go through, we're going to be recognizing athletics, academics, art, chorus, band, and just as important, citizenship. Everyone is going to see how wonderful the class of 2030 truly is. And as I said, we're very proud of you. It's a little bittersweet for us today because you have been such a good group. It is going to be hard for us to see you leave, but we are very proud of you and know that you're going to do great things at the high school. So we are going to start off our recognitions, and we have a lot of them. We're going to start off with athletics. So I have with us here today Coach Corey Williams for soccer. Coach Williams.
Thank you. Third day here. Glad to be here. Before I announce these two names that we had for my 8th grade middle school program, can my 8th grade boys that played JV this year stand up? I didn't have the pleasure of coaching these boys this year, but because they were playing on the JV team, but they just completed one of the most successful seasons in recent history for the JV team. 2 losses on the year, right, Robin? And that was both to Glenver, so give them a round of applause. That's what we're trying to develop here, starting at the middle school levels, develop that culture, winning, going forward, and getting everybody prepared to play in the JV and varsity levels. So congratulations to you boys. And was there any 8th grade girls in here? Y'all had a pretty good season as well. Played for me last year. Essen did. No? Okay. All right. 2 awards that we got weren't for players this year for 8th grade because everybody had moved up. So, but this season wouldn't have been possible without these 2 guys being the managers. They allowed me to focus on coaching, and I believe that Coach Nestor would agree that I couldn't have had more trustworthy individuals to run my day-to-day operations, whether that be getting practice started until I and Coach Brandy could get to practice. Setting up things, they handled my scorekeeping, shot chart, all that for during the games, and our tournament that we had at the high school on May 2nd wouldn't have been possible without these 2 running a lot of behind-the-scenes work. Coach Nestor would text me during the day and say, "Hey, I gave Vinny and Landon this and this," and I'd be like, "Fantastic," and I knew it would be taken care of. So. Very vital to our program here, Vinny Barr and Landon Williams. And all the other coaches here. We've got a lot of talent here that does not necessarily play on the teams, and I think Coach Brown would agree that our student managers here are very vital to the success of the programs, and the stuff that you find out from your managers on the team, like if you order 13 cookies from McDonald's, it's going to take 25 minutes for them to fix, and that's due to Vinny. I found that out, so thank you, Vinny, for that. All right, thank you all. I appreciate your help, and who knows, you may be back with me again next year. Thank you.
And we are very pleased to have with us today Coach Montgomery, who has put forth so much effort into making our middle school track team so successful. We had so many students participate, and they did very, very well. So, Coach Montgomery.
Thank you. Glad to be here. I'll just talk a few minutes and tell you how track works a little bit different than most other sports. For track, 6th through 12th grade go all together. So the middle school runs with the varsity. So every day at practice, they are competing with varsity runners. Our middle school had an exceptional year this year. The boys team was district champions. Also, we had several kids that were, especially this 8th grade group, that if they were on the varsity this year, they would be going to regions next week. That's how competitive we were. Our boys won 2 meets. I think it was the first meet we'd won district meet, or any meet in like about 10 years. So we had an excellent year. I'm really looking forward to seeing this group next year in the next 4 years. So first we got some participation certificates to hand out. Haley Smith. Polly Beamer. Joseph Tucker. Torin Henley. Mason Ponce. Will Sandstrom. Weston Jones. Eli Hardy. Isaac Chambers. Izara Booker. Okay, got a few special awards to give out, and these were really hard to choose this year because everybody improved. We had a lot of people finishing, getting points for us. So with this, for most improved boys, coming this year, he worked really hard. It was actually his first year running track. Will Sandstrom. And we've got a couple of Cavalier awards to give out. The first one goes to, he was the district champion in the discus and finished high in several other events. Did a lot of events for us this year. Torin Henley. And then the other Cavalier award, she was the district champion in the mile, Polly Beamer. And second in high jump. And just like I said, I'm really looking forward to seeing what this group does next year and the years to come. Thank y'all.
Let's hear for our track team. That is great. Our CCMS softball team, they were very competitive this year under the direction of Coach Nick Cushman. They did a wonderful job. I love going to their games. As I said, they were very competitive, never gave up, and they had lots of wins. So at this time, we would like to recognize those students who participated on the middle school softball team. Morgan Osborne. McKaylee Mitchell. Briley McGee. And on behalf of Coach Cushman, I really enjoyed, I just have to say, I really enjoyed watching this softball player perform on the field. And the Cavalier Award from Coach Cushman goes to Briley McGee. Congratulations, ladies. Our middle school baseball team, we were hoping that Coach Snow could be here with us today. They had a phenomenal season. And for those of you who don't know, they had probably over 20 games, lost one, and that was to Christiansburg. And then when we played them at home, Christiansburg was undefeated, and we ended up beating them 18-1. This team is very successful. I can't wait to see what they're going to do at the varsity level. Ty Hart. Connor Lineberry. Landon Smith. Ian Hash. Stephen Bunn. Cam Fain. Colton Bass. Parker Lineberry. And before we give out the individual awards that Coach Snow has chosen, I just want to say that this team received the ultimate compliment from one of our faculty members one day, just talking about what a great season they had, but just what great people our baseball team, what great people they are off the field. Such good students, and they always represent our school very well with good sportsmanship, and that means so, so much. So on behalf of Coach Snow, the Most Improved Award goes to Cam Fain. And Coach Snow had a really hard time choosing his Cavalier Award because it was such a great team. So he chose 3. So, the Cavalier Awards chosen by Coach Larry Snow, Connor Lineberry, Landon Smith, and Ty Hart. Again, this team is nothing short of amazing. They're going to do great things. I know Coach Burcham is going to be very excited for them to move on up to the high school level. So congratulations, guys. We are very proud of you. We have many accomplished athletes in this 8th grade group, and so many who participated in high school sports at the JV level. So if those students can please come down to be recognized. For tennis, Kate Holderfield and Macy Melton. I think this was a new sport for them, and we hope that they will continue. JV softball, Miley Crook. Ashlyn Smith. Millie Parker. Maylee Parker. And our 8th graders participating on the JV soccer team, Ariana Solis. Donna Contreras Rodriguez. Cabry Blair. And Esened Martinez. And our girls on the soccer team, they were such a vital part of that team. I had asked their coach if they could miss, because we had scheduled the formal or rescheduled the formal on the same day as one of their games. And they said absolutely not. We had to change the game because they really needed those girls to be there to compete. So that says a lot. So representing JV soccer, Manny Hernandez. Alex Esquivel Amador. Robin Carrillo. Jacob Gonzalez Sierra. Alex Loa Cervantes. And Gage Hendrick. We're very proud of our JV athletes. Look at how many. This is great. Congratulations. Good job. At this time, we would like to recognize our FCA under the sponsorship of Coach Nestor, our Fellowship of Christian Athletes. They work really hard throughout the school year. Coach Nestor?
This group is really special to me because this year I approached them with not having specific titles, and they were for it because we're all striving for the same thing. Never had to worry about anything. I'd turn around, the gym was clean, it was ready to go. They were walking out the door and saying, "Bye, Miss Nestor, have a great day." Never once did I have to ask them to do anything. They were fantastic. We had some that started the year with us, some that kind of honorary joined in. I got you a little gift. It's not much, and if it's the wrong size, tell me. I just guessed. I have more, but I'm gonna make you come up here. Landon Nichols. Millie Parker. Maylee Parker. Ashlyn Smith. Mia Puckett. Addie Dale. Riley Woodard. Kate Holderfield. And yes, there are a lot of girls. You can feel really good for these next two. Sam Johnson had to do with all, they all did a great job. Poor Vinny and Sam. Vinny, come on down. They did a great job of just saying, "Yes, ma'am." They really did. "Yes, ma'am." But they were awesome. I'm really going to miss them. And I hope they know how special they are to me, and that what you did is probably the best thing you could ever have done in this school, because you were leaders, in here in FCA and in the hallways and helped people. And serving people is what it's all about. But one last round of applause for your FCA. Thanks, guys.
This next group of students, they were selected by you, and this is our student council. They're very important to our school because they are the ones who are responsible for spirit weeks and dances, picking out prizes for our awards programs, and just giving us adults any ideas that they think that you as a student body would want to make the school better. So if I could have our student council to please come forward to be recognized for all of their hard work. Chris Arroway, Riley Leonard, Cabry Blair, Will Sandstrom, Sophia Everhart, Ashlyn Smith, Alana Lane, Jordan Stone, and Colton Bass. Again, these students work really hard. They're the spirit of the school. They represented you very well. Let's hear it for our student council. Thank you for all your hard work. So, I still regret it as a former English teacher of 20 years, never won the spelling bee, really wanted to win the spelling bee. Am so impressed with our students at our county spelling bee. And this is a very nerve-wracking competition for those of you who have never attended. Very nerve-wracking. And you don't know what word you're going to get. And it can be quite stressful. And you are alone on that stage. A lot of pressure. And our students did very well from the middle school. So Mason Ponce, come forward, please. Cameron Helton. These were our 8th grade champions. Jordan Stone. And they received certificates at the spelling bee, but we wanted to recognize them in front of the student body. And doing very well, making it all the way to the end of the championship, Mackenzie Billings. We are so proud of these spellers. So many of those words, I think the adults in the audience were thinking, oh my gosh, there's no way I can spell those. They did a great job. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Cameron.
At this time, we are going to switch over to some academic awards, and it is my pleasure to ask Dr. Nowal and Miss Katie Aguirre, please come forward representing the science department. Let's hear it for them. As you all know, you've been through it. Science 8 is one of the toughest classes at the middle school. Dr. Nowal.
This is the class I've ever been all year. That's pretty cool. All right, so I got 2 awards here. I'm going to start out with the most improved. This was the person that came in. They had a little struggle at the beginning of the year, but that's okay. They still came in my room every day with a smile on their face and tried their hardest. And then that second semester, they really picked it up and increased their score by over 20%. So, the person that I gave for the most improved is Holly Beamer. This next one, this was probably the hardest award I had to give out in years. I had 3 people in the running for the most outstanding, and I basically just go by the highest percentage that there are. 2 of the people were within 0.4 points, and their average was over 100 in my class. So they had 101 average, and there was less than 0.4 points separating the 2. One did really well in the class, and one did really well on the SOL, although both did excellent on the SOL. But the one that came out with that little edge, Vinnie Barr.
All right, so I have the same awards as Dr. Noel. Again, these are some of the hardest awards we have to give out because we are such a fast-paced class. These kids have to either hit the ground running or really climb up that hill towards the last of the semester. For my most improved, this student struggled a bit at the beginning, like Dr. Noel said, but she really picked it up. She came in for assistance, she came to the cram session, ended up getting a fabulous overall score in the class, Kinsey Horton. And just like Dr. Noel, when we look at most outstanding, we look at who had the highest overall grade in the class, who showed up continuously on tests, quizzes, labs, everything that they're graded on. And this student squeaked by with just about 4 points higher than everyone else, just rock started throughout the whole year. So for most outstanding for my class is Aaliyah Davis.
At this time, thank you guys. It is my pleasure to introduce our dynamic duo of history teachers in Mr. Paul Hatch and Miss Tina Frazier. Please come forward. And what a lot of people don't realize, if you did well and passed the class for world history and did well on your essays for the SOL test, you have earned your first verified credit toward graduation. So that's very impressive. Ms. Frazier, your awards?
All right. There were really too many I felt were outstanding to choose. So for the most outstanding, I went just by grade average, and the highest in all 3 classes goes to Mason Ponce. All right, this next one, I'm not sure most improved necessarily fits because she worked hard all year long, did amazing, but she became kind of the heart and soul of our fourth block class. And I will miss her more than she realizes, but Star Dalton.
Morning. So I have the same two awards, and it was a little bit tougher this year. I had 4 students who finished up in one of my classes with 100 average, so I had to start working my way down and separating them best we can. But for most outstanding, we have Kaylee Blair. And then for most improved, the student did well the whole year. It just so happened that between the third 9 weeks and the fourth 9 weeks, they had the highest jump in GPA. And she did well at the beginning, but it seemed like she really found the groove and started hitting on all cylinders, and everything worked out real well for her. And she's not going to like when I'm calling her down here, but Starla Weichel.
Let's hear it for our history winners. Great job. At this time, it is my pleasure to recognize our wonderful English department for 8th grade. Please come forward, ladies. Ms. Bloomer.
Gosh, you guys. You've heard it already. This is such an amazing group. Every teacher, there's 3 students who are neck and neck. There's 4 students who are neck and neck. You guys are amazing. I'm really not looking forward to you leaving. I had 3 students who were neck and neck. I texted Ms. Burnett and I said, how do you choose? It really had to come down to which one had the highest SOL score, because you had the same averages, you showed up every day, you wanted to do well, you asked me, all of you, over and over again, read this essay, read this essay. This student made a perfect score on the writing SOL, and they made the highest average on the English 8 SOL, Miss Riley Leonard. And same thing with most improved. I mean, my students, you literally showed up every single day. You started out great and you just kept going. You've made it a great year. But this student had his highest SOL score ever. He passed his writing SOL, and he just tried really hard every day. He was kind of quiet. Some days you didn't know he was there. But I would just always be impressed that his work was done and he did really well. Mr. Isaiah Ladd. I don't see him.
Okay. As previously said, this is very hard to do, and Mrs. Burnett, I don't think either one of mine are here today, but it's okay. They can watch the video. They can. So this young lady was a member of our 3rd block. She worked so hard all year, consistent, great writer, very creative, most outstanding, highest on the SOL, 600 on the writing. It's Zoe CV. And for most improved, this fella at the beginning of the year was very quiet, didn't participate much. It was fun trying to get him to write, but he turned it around and he even decided to wear his hairnet to lunch yesterday, Mr. Gavin Austin.
pretty good, so this is really hard to issue out. But he basically showed me consistency, and that consistency actually led him to becoming a better writer overall. And that award for most improved is going to James Garton. I don't know if the other ones here either, but we'll see. All right. So for my most improved, most outstanding, again, very hard to issue out simply because I had basically a tie. But this student basically showed some growth on SOL score and essentially got a perfect score on her integrated reading and writing SOL test. And that will be Jennifer Loa Gonzalez.
Hi guys. All right, this student made a lot of progress in class and met so many goals. Is this good? That she had. I'm proud of her effort in class and the intention that she put into keeping a good grade. She started reading so much that Ms. Sandstrom spent a good amount of her time finding books in her favorite genre, and so that she could keep reading and keep being invested in it, which is fantastic, and you should all be reading this summer. Rixie Dominguez for most improved. Outstanding. The student was a consistent, calming presence in a room that was enthusiastic. Okay? They were very enthusiastic. She always came in prepared and ready to learn, and I'm excited to see and hear all the great things that she does in the future, at the high school, after graduation, everything like that. And she also had a really good sense of humor for our enthusiastic surroundings for that block. Chloe Frazier. All right, so I'm giving out one award for 8th grade English for most improved. This student shows up every day ready to learn, always puts forth great effort. He has improved not only in his independent reading skills, but also in his confidence in reading. He has been a leader in my class this year and always helps others. This award goes to George Gomez.
Thank you. Great job. We are proud of you. Let's please welcome our outstanding math department for 8th grade. Come on down. This year, we did something a little different. We added multiple students to our algebra classes. Instead of having 4 algebra classes, we had 6 this year. And I will let Ms. Nestor and Mr. McMillan talk about how they did. Ms. Nestor?
Okay, I wish I could give everyone an award, because when you have the algebra kids, you have the best, right? My most improved award, it's always hard to give both of these awards out, but with my most improved, I looked at the 6th grade SOL score, 7th grade SOL score, and compared it to what they made in their Algebra 1. This person raised their score from 6th grade 100 points, and from last year, she raised her SOL score 84 points. So that goes to Jordan Stone. My most outstanding award goes to the person that did every little bit of extra credit I gave out. He ended up with 104 average for Algebra 1. He also made my highest SOL score this year, and that is Colton Bass.
All right, well, obviously, it's no secret that I am here in a wig. And this is 100%, as Miss Nestor gets further away from me, which I don't blame her necessarily. But this was due to a statement from my second block. Thank you, Cabri. Where they said, would you be willing to wear a wig at the end of the year? And I said, well, I have to have some reason to do that. And they said, well, what if we all pass? And I said, well, I'll tell you this. If all three of my classes, because this is my first year teaching algebra here, if all three of my classes have a 100% pass rate, I'll wear it. And initially it was going to be a pink one, and Cabri said she was too lazy to brush the pink wig. So I got this beautiful blonde one instead, so Miss Burnett and I matched. But that did happen. They all passed their SOL test in my class. All 123 students, that includes mine and Miss Nestor's. And I will sit here and tell you this, I could not have done what happened this year without Miss Nestor. Yeah, right. I have a newfound appreciation for all the people with long hair. Because it is annoying, and I will be glad to get this thing off at the end of the day. But I will start with my most outstanding student. This student, all year long, has been both a joy to have and sometimes a thorn in my side a little bit, but in a loving way. There were several students that I was considering for this, and just like most of the others, I had numerous ones that had near the same average, within plus or minus a point. I had about 10 students that had the same averages across all three of my classes. But I had to give it to this student. This student scored a perfect 600 on their Algebra 1 SOL test, and that is Mr. Samuel Johnson. Miss Nestor was very disappointed when she heard that, because she said he was supposed to be mine when I told her the score he got. So. All right. This next one is for the most improved in Algebra 1, and I will tell you that this year has not always been easy. No year ever is. We all have the highs and we all have the lows, and this student started out the year, I would say, pretty average. And that's not a offensive thing. I think that's just a way to say it. By the fourth quarter, she had gotten her grades up from a C for the first two quarters to an A for the fourth quarter. And that student is Andrea Galvin-Toya.
We had a good year in Math 8. I would like to say I appreciate very much this young lady in my class who came in the middle of the year, adjusted so well that she fit right in, just like she'd always been there. And she was a leader and a help to others in the classroom. And that's Miss Paisley Kerner. My most improved student is a young lady who I met at the very beginning of the year who didn't necessarily like math. And throughout the year, she really gained confidence. And as she gained confidence, she began to show improvement. And she also helped others in the classroom. And she also did the best job that she's ever done on Math SOL. And that student is Riley Woodard. So my most outstanding student was hard to choose also because I had so many with the same grade, the same exact SOL score, but I ended up choosing the one who gained the most from last year to this year, and that was Annabelle Ayers. Most improved, I'm not sure if he's here or not, but at the beginning of the school year, I'm not sure he liked math or even his teachers. I'm not sure. It was hard to get him started working and comfortable in the classroom, but for the last semester, it's been amazing to see him grow, and that is Micah Martin.
Okay, so I'm giving out one award for math for most improved. This student has made so much growth since 6th grade when he came here. He shows up to class with a smile on his face. He does not know a stranger. Everybody in here probably knows who he is. He keeps everybody smiling and laughing. He enjoys showing off his math skills by solving problems in his head and working out the problems on the board, even if he does have to have help from Skibbity Toilet. This award goes to Jace Bond.
Another round of applause for our mathematicians. Awesome. At this time, I would like to call down our English Language Learners Department, Miss Susan Dalton and Miss Jasmine Langarica. Let's hear it for these ladies.
Wie geht's? Es geht mir gut. Hast du Space?
Hola, buenas tardes. Un gusto verlos aquí el día de hoy.
If you're unsure of what we were just saying to you, that's because I was speaking German, and of course Ms. Langarica was speaking Spanish. Some of you might have picked up on that. But we want you to understand what it's like whenever your teachers don't speak a language that you know, and you're in class trying to understand the lesson and learn. It can be a big challenge. And that's what we do in the English Language Learners Department. We've had students over the years who speak Spanish, but also Arabic, Chinese, Thai. We have a Ukrainian student in our school. So we have lots of different languages. Your peers here speak lots of different languages you may not even know about. So being a multi-language learner, in my view, is a superpower. It's not always easy to go home and speak one language and then come to school and speak another language. let alone try to do your schoolwork or take SOLs in a language that's not your first language. So the people that we want to recognize this year have worked really hard, and something Ms. Langarica and I get the pleasure of doing is working with students who we get to work with them from 6th grade all the way through 8th grade most of the time. And so our awards today goes to students that we have been working with for some time. So the first student that we're going to honor today is a student we have worked with, and maybe she didn't have the best years in when she first came here at 6th grade. It's a hard transition for a lot of people to come to a big school. But we saw that this student grew and just really stepped up to the plate and was able to get really good grades, especially this year, and do well on her SOLs. And Ms. Langarica, do you have anything you want to say in Spanish?
Hi. Well, I just want to say that I'm very proud of you guys. Something else that we do other than helping you with your classes is shaping you to become a great 9th grader and high schooler. That's the big part of what I do, other than taking care of your grades and monitoring you and making sure you have A's and B's. Miss Dalton likes C's. So I'm very proud of you guys for how far you've gone. And we really do want to nominate, we're very proud of especially Elvia Avila Estrada.
And our second student that we are nominating today, or we are honoring today, is a student who actually just came to us this year. And this student has worked very hard and done outstanding work as a multi-language learner. And that student is Sunny Soto. And when you guys go to high school, you're going to get the opportunity to learn languages, and you may get the understanding of how challenging learning another language can be. And we wish you all the best of luck. We're going to miss you guys.
Being bilingual is definitely a superpower, so we are very proud of these students. So moving on now, for those people who say school is easier today, they've never taken an SOL test. And our students have put forth so much effort on these tests, and they're very difficult. Just go to the VDOE website and look at some sample questions, adults. These tests are super challenging. And so many of our students didn't just pass their SOL test, but they passed advanced, maybe missing 1 or 2 questions, and we would like to recognize them. So pass advanced on one of the hardest tests here at the middle school. It covers Science 6, Science 7, and Science 8. That's a lot of material. Come on down, Vinnie Barr. Mackenzie Billing. Isaac Chambers. Addison Delp. Hunter Lineberry. Christopher Sparks. Again, this is a really tough test. It covers 3 years of content. Congratulations. Great job. This group of 8th graders our wonderful readers. You all had the top average in the school in reading. And our advanced reading students, Vinnie Barr. Again, Mackenzie Billings. Again. I recognize this name as well, Isaac Chambers. Varian Colette. Miley Crook. Damian Hernandez. Samuel Johnson. Connor Jones. Alana Lane. Riley Leonard. Olivia Marshall. Eva McCraw. Mason Ponce. Mia Puckett. Zoe Seavey. Christopher Sparks. Jordan Stone. Noah Trivett. And Colton Bass. Being a strong reader will take you far in all subjects. Congratulations. I would say probably the majority of these students are reading on a 12th grade level. Congratulations. And again, 123 algebra students, 100% pass rate, but these students took it a step further, scoring advanced on algebra. Christopher Airway. Vinnie Barr. Mackenzie Billings. Cabry Blair. Cooper Burris. Isaac Chambers. Varian Colette. Miley Crook. Addison Delk. Gracie Gradley. Ty Hart. Easton Henley. Caleb Hill. Miranda Horton. Connor Jones. Aaliyah Kinder. Alana Lane. Riley Leonard. Hunter Lomberry. This is never ending. This is amazing. Connor Lomberry. Jennifer Loa Gonzalez. Olivia Marshall. Nancy McCone. Ada McPeak. Ryder Nestor. Mason Ponce. Mia Puckett. Jasmine Rash Rowland. Ashlyn Smith. Jordan Stone. Noah Tribbett. Colton Bass. And Zoe Young. Students, parents, look at this line of people. This is amazing. Congratulations. And then we have perfection. Perfect 600s. As we watch the scores come through, it's very rare to see these. And it is so amazing. So please come forward to be recognized for your perfect score, perfect 600. Can't wait to see what they make on the SAT. 600, Science 8, Colton Bass. And a perfect 600 in algebra, Samuel Johnson. A couple years ago, the Virginia Department of Education made a major change to the writing test. Of course, raising the bar, making it more rigorous. Our students now, when they take the writing test, they have to read a sample of nonfiction, and then they have to write an essay. They have to answer every question on the reading of the nonfiction. Then they have to pull examples from the nonfiction passage to make it correlate with the writing prompt in which they create their own content. Sounds a little complicated, right? Well, we had some students who earned perfect scores. Nothing short of amazing. Perfect 600 on the integrated reading and writing test, Logan Barnes. Mackenzie Billings. Olivia Marshall. Chloe Frazier. Caleb Hill. Vinny Barr. Ember Cox. Zoe Wise. Riley Leonard. Aaliyah Davis. Nancy McCone. Ava Best. Paisley Kern. And Jennifer Loa Gonzalez. Again, these students, every question right on the reading, perfect essay, grammar, usage, content, amazing. Congratulations. It has been wonderful over the past several years to see our chorus program continue to grow. And I think we have close to 100 chorus students who will be performing at Dollywood next week. Ms. Kilburn, could you come on down and recognize our outstanding chorus program? Let's hear it from Ms. Kilburn. Oh my goodness, they have a surprise.
Well, we are going to do what we do best and give a little bit of music to our ceremony. Ms. Burnett, you actually requested this back at Christmas, that we do a song. Yes. So that's what we're doing. And then I've got a few awards to give out. So they're going to play all the music and do all the singing. So, take it on.
Let's go, Cameron!
And while I've still got them up here, this group has been awesome. They were with me all year. They've gone to festival, they've gone to elementary schools doing outreach, nursing homes. What else have we done? Appalachian Middle School Voice Day. And I have a few awards for the all-district chorus. We took 17 students to all-district chorus. And these are the ones in 8th grade that are here with me today. So Kaya Castro, all district. Kathleen Pollock. And Aaliyah Kinder. But I've enjoyed making music with y'all. I wish you the best in high school. Keep singing, okay? Thank you.
Mr. Farina is busy getting things ready for graduation at the high school. So I am going to recognize his top students in band. We certainly hope that these students will continue to be in band in the high school. They worked really hard, and his top 3 students that he would like to recognize, if you'll please come forward. Ava Vest. Jameson Stanley. And Paisley Kern. Now this is definitely an honor. We know that Mr. Farina has very high standards. And he wanted to especially recognize these 3 members of the 8th grade band program. Let's hear it for Ava, Paisley, and Jameson. Any of you who attended our Carroll County Public Schools art show, we have so much art talent here in this county. And these students, their artwork was so impressive that a group of adults came in and selected their pieces to be on display at the Carroll County Government Center. And they're actually paying them to do so. So as you come forward, you will get a check. And I've been told to tell you to cash it within 90 days, please. Don't let it get lost in the abyss of your book bag. Jace Dishman. Gianna Camp. Mackenzie Stone. Paige Ogle. Presley Bowen. Sunny Soto. Varian Collette. Addison Chapel. Aubrey McCraw. Congratulations, and if any of you have some time and you're over at the government complex, please look for their artwork. Very impressive. Thank you. We're almost there, guys. Citizenship. Each quarter, our teachers nominate students who just really stand out. And these are our students recognized for quarter 3 and 4. This great student is described as having a great sense of humor, always making jokes, willing to help others in class, always happy to run errands when asked. Zane Church. Come on down, Zane. This student consistently brings his best to class, prepared, attentive, respectful, always turns work in on time and asks great questions, and helps us here at the middle school as a translator for Spanish-speaking students. Robin Carrillo. This next student is described as responsible, hardworking, consistently puts forth her best effort in class, not afraid to ask questions, takes care of her twin brother's academic success, encourages him to complete assignments and make sure he turns in his work too. This student is dedicated, responsible, and willing to support others. Aaliyah Davis. This kind and respectful student always has a smile for everyone, students and adults. Diligent in completing work, always striving to do her best. Kylie Hale. This student is described as a rock star, balances academics, ag, and other interests with ease, always happy and smiling. Morgan Allen. Morgan. This person is described as being so friendly and one of the sweetest additions to our school. Gianna Camp. This student has been seen multiple times on campus, showing compassion to other students going through hard times. This student has a big heart, recognizes when other students are having troubles, great compassion. Izara Booker. And our overall winning student for quarter 3, quarter student of the month, or of the quarter. Phenomenal student, studious, inquisitive, funny, works hard, not afraid to ask questions, kind to everyone. We've heard his name a lot today. Vinny Barr. Moving to quarter 4 students. Excellent student, always striving to do her best, a joy to teach. Come on down, Mia Chavez. This next student is described as a well-rounded student, kind to everyone, knows how to engage with students, teachers, and other staff members with respect and kindness, quiet when necessary, but knows when to have fun too. Riley Leonard. This student is described by Mr. McKenzie as being his go-to person this whole semester for mass media, going above and beyond in every aspect of the class. Her leadership has been invaluable to mass media, making sure announcements get filmed and getting other students involved in the class. Ashlyn Smith. This student is described as having a great sense of humor, always helps out, has spent the whole year taking the flags down every day, funny, respectful, and a good friend. Weston Hill. Weston here today? All right, and our overall winner for quarter 4, student of the quarter. This student is described as such a sweet soul to have in class, always willing to help those around her, comes in every day with a smile, pushes through obstacles to achieve her goals and get her work done. She balances academics, ag duties, a social life, and never misses a chance to lift up others. Gracie Gravely. Students, this is definitely an honor. Let's hear it for our great citizens for quarter 3 and quarter 4. Great job. Last category, before we get to some Cavalier Pride tickets and some cool prizes. These were voted on by the faculty and staff. These are definitely huge honors in the category of citizenship, which is so truly, truly important, as you all know. Our dependable Cavaliers. These are students you can depend on. Never let us down. Landon Smith. And our other dependable Cavalier, Morgan Allen. Now for this next category, these are our caring Cavaliers. These are students who are a friend to everyone, always friendly in the halls, always have a smile, and look out for other people here on campus. Just a joy to have around. Our caring Cavaliers, Gracie Gravely. And one more caring Cavalier, Jace Bond. And this is a neat category, our creative Cavaliers. Cameron Helton. And our next creative Cavalier, Cabry Blair. optimistic outlooks, Benny Barr. And Ashlyn Smith. All right, our last two awards. These students have been chosen just as the best all-around Cavaliers for this semester. Good people, good students, good athletes, just overall best all-around Cavaliers. And they are receiving also a medal from Sergeant Newman. Our best all-around Cavaliers, Connor Lineberry. Best all-around Cavalier, Kate Holderfield. Let's give another round of applause for these citizenship winners. Sergeant Newman. Let's recognize some great citizens, great students with Cavalier Pride tickets and prizes. I just want to say again, this has been a fabulous, fabulous group. Our first winner. And here are the rules. You have to be present to win, so that helps everybody's chances today. You have to be present and you can't win twice. Nominated by Miss Laura Martin for being one of her favorite students. Come on down and pick your prize, Landon Nichols. I think this person might be absent today. Pick out any prize. Is Joseph Tucker here today? Nominated by Miss Terry for volunteering in class, Audrey Smith. Come on down, Audrey. Now this is something that our students participate in daily. It's quite impressive. The Mad Minute Challenge with Miss King. Nominated by Miss King for winning the Mad Minute, Andrew Bone. And we've got another of Miss Martin's favorite students, Haley Smith. Nominated by Mr. McMillan for great work in algebra, Nancy McComb. Nominated by Miss Nestor for doing algebra problems on the board, Aubrey McCraw. Another student nominated by Miss Nestor, not too shy to do problems on the board, Tyler Woods. Is Tyler here? Another student nominated by Miss Nestor for doing algebra problems on the board, Maylee Parker. Aguirre. For great classroom participation in Science 8, Mia Chavez. Another Mad Minute star, nominated by Miss Terry, Torrin Henley. Another student for actively participating in algebra, nominated by Miss Nestor, Kiara Barley. Kiara here? Nominated by Miss Nestor, great participation in algebra, Colton Bass. Another outstanding algebra student nominated by Miss Nestor, Sophia Everhard. Nominated by Miss Aguirre for getting a perfect score, Macy Melton. Nominated by Miss Bowman, always doing a great job in class, Jalen Sheets. Jalen. This student was nominated by Miss Blair for helping to clean and organize the classroom, Chris Airway. Nominated by Miss King for great participation in math, Jake Valerio. See here? Jake Valerio. All right, let's try another. Another outstanding algebra student nominated by Miss Nestor, Christopher Sparks. Nominated by Miss Aguirre, and I have to agree with this one, for assisting with the class pets. Very important. Abigail Wilman. Abigail? Nominated by Mr. Hatch. And this person was very, very good about bringing in those pop tabs for our service project with Shriners. Fox Cooper. My goodness. Nominated by Miss Shoemaker and Miss Huff for working hard in class, Jay Bynum. This student's nominated by Miss Blair for being respectful each day in class, Kylie Yao. Kylie. $15 to go. Nominated by Mr. McMillan for doing well in algebra, Colt Jones. Colt. Nominated by Miss Blair for earning a 100 on a poetry quiz, Chloe Frazier. Another of Miss Martin's favorite students, Chesney Lambert. This next student, nominated by Miss Terry for receiving a perfect score on a test, Adeline Easter. Is Adeline here? I knew I saw her. Nominated by Miss King for exceptional work in Math 8, Hayden Brown. Hayden? Not here. Yes, I can. Miss Nestor. Nominated by Miss Nestor for great work in algebra, Addison Root. Nominated by Miss Blair, also another perfect score on a poetry quiz, Will Sandstrom.
Will, give me a score.
Nominated by Miss Nestor for outstanding work in algebra, Porter Fender. Nominated by Mr. McMillan, great work in algebra, Ashlyn Smith. This is a really nice sweatshirt down here, guys. Yep. I think this person's going too. Mia Chavez, have you already won today? Cavalier Pride ticket? Mia? Okay. Nominated by Miss King for doing very well in Math 8, Christian Smith. All right, nominated by Miss Nestor for hard work in algebra, Wyatt Gurion. Sophia Everhart, have you already won? She's already won as well. Okay. Another person helping and contributing to keeping the class organized, nominated by Miss Sarah Blair. Kinsey Billings. This other person was very important in taking care of classroom pets and doing biology research, nominated by Miss Aguirre, Morgan Allen. Morgan? Another Mad Minute star, nominated by Miss Terry. Trenton Poe. And our final prize, I hope this person didn't buy a yearbook. Nominated by Ms. Huff for great effort in class, Lily Hill. I'm gonna let you trade that in for a gift card later, okay? As we conclude our program, class of 2030, I just want to say you've been an outstanding group. We're going to miss you. We know that you're ready for the high school. You have shown that to us this semester. Have a great day. Have a great summer. Congratulations to everybody.